Hey everybody, it's Gail, and today I have this bra that you might notice is a little bit wonky, and there's a reason for that, and it's because it don't fit. Even though I made it to pattern, and even though it seems like it really should fit, it doesn't fit. So let's talk about it. So this pattern is originally from the 1940s. It is an American pattern, and it is made with size 40 thread, which this is, and a 1 millimeter hook. So yeah, it's a lot of work. So the fact that it does not fit is really pissing me off. So the way that it's described, it says it's for a 34-inch bust, and so I assume that they meant that like once you get it on and you get it all laid out, they mean 34 inches across the band. And I was thinking about that because you make the cups first. So you make the cups first, and then you join them together in the center, and then you add the straps on. You add the side straps on, and then at the end you sew ribbon in so that it all holds up. And then you have buttons underneath. Where's my button? There. So here it is. Here it is buttoned on this side. So you're supposed to wrap the straps around your back, button them to the buttons, and then that is how you secure the bra. And as I was working on the cups, I'm like, well, maybe they mean like 34 inches in terms of like around the boob. Like maybe they're talking about the cup measurement, not the bust measurement. So I wanted to be aware of that. But these cups are pretty damn big. I mean, they are, as you like, this mannequin is made to my size, and you can tell, like, this is the one that's secure. And, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the one that is secure from the other side. And, I mean, look at all this extra here. Like, this is meant to lay flat. This is meant to ride high, lay flat, and cover quite a bit of your torso. But there's still all of this extra fabric here. And so I was making it, and I made the straps, and I thought, well, this all makes sense because this is clearly meant to, if you look at the side here, it's clearly meant to come along the side, and the cup is supposed to come under your arm. This strap is meant to split like right here and then go around. So yeah, this should be a 34-inch bust. Everything I'm doing, everything I'm looking at says 34-inch bust. We cannot get this second button buttoned for anything. So I'm going to try to do it again on camera. Maybe what I need is to embarrass myself where you guys can see me. And so I'm bringing it around again. I'm pulling because, again, there is so much extra here. There's so much extra on both sides, and it's just not, it will not touch. And I tried to put this on myself, and then I had Sean helping me, and we went so hard for this that we actually popped the stitches. Like, an effort was made. So the thing about this is when you finish making the cups and the straps are made in two pieces. You make a short strap, and then you start another strap, 37 stitches, 38 stitches because you skipped 37 stitches. You make that one up from the previous one, and then you get that one just as long, and then you start to make the long strap. And it says to make it to 19 inches, and so I did. And the first time I did this, the last thing you do after you put the whole thing together is that you're supposed to slip stitch around the edge of everything. It says around the entire brassiere. And so I did that, and I also went in and I slip stitched on the inside here because it didn't say not to, and I wasn't sure. And so I'm like, well, I'll just go ahead and do the whole thing. And then I was trying to get it to come on. I was trying to put it on to sort of get a sense of what the fit was going to be like, and I couldn't get the straps around at all. And I thought, okay, well, probably what happened is that this portion here is not meant to be slip stitched, and so I didn't slip stitch it on the second time. But the other thing is, I realized I had put my upper part of the strap in the wrong spot. I had actually gone below, so this short piece was the upper, and then the lower one was down here where the button is now. And I realized looking at the pattern photo that no, it actually needs to be up high. It needs to be nearer to the front strap. So I moved that. So I redid the straps completely. I redid the slip stitch. I made sure to take my slip stitch and be very careful with it. Make sure not to get it too tight. And I mean, there's still a little bit of give here, but something isn't working. I don't know what I did. And the thing is, part of me goes, well, just pull out the slip stitch and try it then. And like, yeah, that will probably get it to button, but it's not going to fit the same. The slip stitches at the very end of this pattern are specifically to give structure to the edge of the garment so that it doesn't stretch out. And, you know, crochet cotton is a lot less likely to stretch than any number of other things, but it will still stretch. You will still lose some of the elasticity. These straps will definitely stretch out further than they're meant to button under your boobs. And so I don't have a fix, per se, but by God, I made it and I'm really proud of it. The one thing I might recommend trying is that when you are doing some rounds of single crochet, when you finish the cups, you join the cups down the middle. You make two halves of the center and then you join down the middle, and you will notice it's a little gathered there. And that is because they said one single crochet into every stitch, and you're working sideways into double crochets here. And so I only worked one single crochet into each double crochet going across. And I assumed, because you can see it still stretches a little bit, and I assumed it was like, well, when you get it on, that's going to flatten out. And so I wonder if maybe doing the 2 stitches into the side of the double crochets, as is generally what's recommended if you're doing any sort of edging on a double crochet, would fix the problem of this not fitting and let it lay flat and make it possible for those 2 buttons to be buttoned correctly. I'm not undoing this entire thing to try this for a 3rd time. I already went back and unfucked the straps as best I could and made an extra effort on this. Guys, again, this is size 40 thread on a 1mm hook. This is smaller thread than the cape was. And not by a lot, just by one number, because 30, 40, it gets smaller as the number gets bigger. But it is a small project, but it is a project that takes a lot of time because it's a very small thread with a very small hook. And I wish so much that it had worked because I think it's so fucking cute. Now, I do have some other 1940s bra patterns. I have a 1930s bra pattern as well. I think it's 1930s. So there are other bras I'm going to try, and I'm going to keep in mind what happened here to hopefully help me get those right when I get to them. But for now, unfortunately, we have a failure that I think, if it's not that this middle part should be 2 stitches into every side of a double crochet, I truly do not know what I did wrong, because as soon as we heard the ripping sound and got this off, I grabbed the tape measure, I measured my bust line, I measured my, my band line. It's 34 inches. There was room left in the cups to stretch things out and move them around. So it's an interesting fail because I'm not quite sure why it's not working. It's also a very frustrating fail because I am not sure why it's not working. But I don't know, maybe you can figure it out. Maybe you like it and you want to give it a shot and you can explain it to me. I do have one other note I realized, which is that if you have IBC cups, and the way that this pattern works out, you repeat the same several rows, I think 4 times, until it tells you to stop. And I think, depending on your cup size, I would guess that every inch that you add is going to be another cup size. That's how it works. So if you're an A cup, stop after the first time you do the increase. If you're a B cup, stop after the second, etc. Do not the original set of rows that you do before you start repeating them. Definitely do those, because those are going to give you the coverage you need. Those are going to give you the coverage, and then I think you just need to go up one more. And the last thing is that I did check several times working on this. The gauge stayed correct. So this is not a gauge issue. This is not a lack of space issue. There's just something that didn't come together on this. If you have theories, I would love to hear them. And as always, if you enjoy what I do here, please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. I'm going to go figure out what I'm making next, because I don't know. Well, that's not true. I have several projects in production. I just don't know which one I'm picking up tonight. Um, so I will see you when I see you.